Hey, it's me. I'm back again. I guess I don't know. Um, it's a one a 1 week post-op update video just because it's been a week and yeah, I'm still alive. Not kicking for a very long time, but uh, yeah. Anyway, I look like shit. I know. I'm sorry. Um, got a lot of sunlight in here. I'm yeah. Well, this angle even worse. Um, So I am officially 1 week post-op. Like I said, had my bottom surgery uh, Thursday morning last week. Uh, Went really well. They discharged me after 4 days not in the hospital, so it was all good to go there. Um, and now I just have to sit around a lot and wait for the body to heal and better mend the areas that have been stitched up. Meanwhile, I gotta get used to the discomfort of the healing process and yeah, everything that is entailed in recovery after a zero depth vaginoplasty. So I've made it. I'm still quite sore a lot of the time, but the pain has diminished considerably over the last couple of days. Not to the point that I can be without pain meds, but I'm surviving. I can actually get up without screaming in pain now. Surprisingly, the most consistent source of pain is actually where they have the drain. Um, they inserted the drain near the operation site, and it was letting out just a little bit of blood, all throughout. They removed it on Monday, and it's still oozing, it's still bleeding a bit for it's consistent. Day one, I did not expect it, and yeah, that was quite a surprise when I reached my hand down and felt this cool wet spot uh, near the waistband. I'm like, oh wait a minute, what the fuck is this? And I I look down, and holy shit, it's just this pool of blood. I'm like, well, fuck, they didn't tell me that was going to be a thing. Kind of freaked me out. Um, and yeah, it's still bleeding, it's still oozing, but a lot less than it was. So progress. Sorry. Yeah, and yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup today whatsoever. It's really no point to it, when when your highest priority is just healing from surgery. So I look like shit. Well, that's why. That's part of it. Also, I haven't had any moisturizer on my face in over a week either, so that doesn't help you matters either. But yeah, anyway, I'm recovering at a friend's house, about an hour from the hospital. Um, the optimist in me says that it might be possible that I might wind up going home late next week, next weekend possibly. It uh, it would be best case scenario, but at the rate I've been healing, it's a possibility. I mean, it's not that I can you know, do all the old things I used to right now. If you're hearing that, that's the ice maker. Anyway, um, but yeah, just sitting here. My friend went out to run some errands, so I'm here by my lonesome. And now I think we finally have some silence in the background, make it a little bit easier to be heard, I guess. But yeah, the healing process, it's slow, but it's not as bad as I feared. I can at least generally take care of myself. A few things I can't do yet, like like take care of this fuzzball. I gotta rely on my friend to take care of that for at least the next few days. Hopefully, not too much longer. She's been great. She's been this lifesaver in all of this. God, we had a giant snowstorm over the weekend. With the blizzard conditions afterward, and you know where I was down in Rochester, they got pretty good dumping of snow. I think it was about a foot, maybe a little more. Um, I wound up going home on Monday, so they had time to start plowing and getting things cleared off. But the drive home was still quite the ordeal. A lot of stretches of highway there were still were they'd been plowed, but with the winds kicking up the way that they were, it was um, so much drifting snow getting back on the roads. It's totally snow covered. So, 1 minute you're going 65 miles an hour, no problem. And then the next, well, if you're doing 40, you're probably gonna spin out, slide out, go in the ditch, whatever. Yeah, it was quite the roller coaster ride. Um, but yeah, I was a little surprised when Monday morning rolled around. That was my fourth day post-op, but they came in about 7 o'clock or so, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna remove your drain and your catheter today." And well, they did that. They were talking about how they could have kept me one more day, but they would have a really hard time medically justifying it to insurance, and well, I don't know what insurance is going to do anyway. So I decided not to press my luck. So I arranged with my friend to come pick me up, and when she was able to, it turned out to be early afternoon, and well, yeah, made it back here. Somehow I managed to survive going up a full flight of stairs on my first, my first day without all that crap inside of me. Sorry. Oh, I got a text. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, my friend's texting. I'm seeing the preview line. Okay, so she's at the car wash. Um, but yeah, ever since then it's just been steady. Sit around a lot. Try to get comfortable. Every day the pain's a little bit less than it was the day before. It no longer makes me scream in pain to get up to walk to the bathroom. So, yay. Yay for that. But, yeah, this whole thing, God, it's been, I started this 5 years ago, right? I started doing this whole medical transition thing 5 years ago. And, God, am I looking okay? I don't think I am. Can't apply any filters or anything mid recording anyway. But the armrest is on this side, so God, it's been a thing. It's just I started all this 5 years ago. Just based. It all started with just a casual comment from the uh, customer service rep with my insurance company. They just happened to mention that Jennifer and Care was covered under my employer's uh, workplace medical insurance policy, and I inquired from there. And next thing you know, I had my appointment set to get evaluated for starting HRT. 2 years later, I got the initial approval for my first surgeries, and went up on the waiting list from that point on. So so yeah, 5 years later, I finally got in, and yeah, now I just gotta heal. Good God, is it an ordeal healing? I mean, yeah, it could be worse. Not gonna lie, I'm glad I did not go for any depth. It's all zero depth. It's all to the surface level, and I'm just putting this out there, just because someone might benefit from knowing about this. I went zero depth because that's where you have the least potential for complications, and there's no need for dilation uh, afterward, during recovery and in the years to come. So there's a whole lot less that can go wrong. And well, when you're asexual, like I am, you're not gonna miss that anyway. So, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm still on weight restrictions. I can't lift more than 10 pounds. Um, I do tire out pretty easily still from being on my feet too long, and walking is still kind of painful just because of all the swelling and the stitching being what it is. So I can do short walks pretty easily, but going up and down stairs, stepping in out of the shower, the bathtub, whatever, that becomes a much more involved process because of the the movement of the muscles and everything is it stretches in ways that that aggravate the stitching and the healing areas. So it's rough. There's no sugarcoating it. It is rough, but I figure another week from now I should actually be all right. As far as basic mobility goes and walking around like normal. Um, Still no heavy lifting or anything like that. Won't be picking the cat up anytime soon. Oh dear God! Yesterday I had her in the bedroom I'm staying in, and she was out of sight. Couldn't see her, and she bounded up and landed and just put all of her weight on the location of the drain wound. And holy shit, did I yelp! Didn't know I could go that loud, but I did. Oh. And she's exploring. Yeah, poor cat. She's having a hard time accepting the fact that there's another cat living here. A lot of hissing, a lot of growling going on between her and the other cat. Doesn't really do it so much, but yeah, Maya's unfortunately accustomed to being an only cat, so she's found one of those crinkle tunnels that she's getting getting settled into. But yeah, it's mm, I just came to mind where I'm at right now. I'm actually only about a mile away from my childhood home. Where I grew up from 1981 to 1991. It's about 3 blocks up to the north, and maybe 2 blocks to the west, and you'd be at my childhood home. I mean, it's a little over a mile from here anyway. I drove by that house a while back, and it's funny just how much growing up can really change your perspective. I mean, when I was young, that house was so huge. That yard was so huge. The hills on either side of the house were just enormous, and I don't know how I had it so wrong for so many years. But I came back a couple years ago and drove down that road. It's barely anything. The hills are not very steep whatsoever. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit steep, but not real bad. And the house, it's tiny. I mean, that thing is just. I think it's the smallest house on the block or in the entire neighborhood. It's like every other house on that part of the street has at least 2 stories, if not 3 stories. But that one is just a 1 story plus basement, and that is it. And growing up, um, eh, back in the '80s and early '90s, there were usually between 5 and 7 of us living there, depending on the year. It's like my sister; she was off in the Air Force at that point, but she would come back on leave, and she'd stay there with us. So there'd be 7 people living there then. Um, we would have the occasional visitor. I don't remember it very well, but I guess there was one point where one of my oldest brother's friends needed a place to stay, and my dad actually decided to take her in for a while. So we've had 7 people living in this little what was it? I think it was a 5 bedroom house. Yeah, so there was 2 bedrooms in the basement and 3 on the upper level. So yeah, so yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a wild tangent here, but it's just something to think about. That you got all these memories so close by, but they're so long ago. And I drive by the house, and the exterior has not changed in over 30 years. I mean, they put up a gate in the driveway, and and that's about it. Everything else looks exactly the same as it did with the day that we moved out. I mean, the street itself is busier, but that's the extent of it. But anyway, um, back to the point of the video. Yeah, it's still I'm a week post-op. Surgeries are all done. I mean, as far as what insurance covers, anyway. I may down the road decide to get some facial work done, but that's going to come out of my own pocket, and well, I ain't rich, so that's going to have to come after a lot of savings and a lot of careful consideration. I mean, I'm probably okay, but I see things I want to change. But for now, I think I've gotten everything that I need to. Save for the voice, the vocal issues. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that, other than not speak. But that make these videos really awkward, wouldn't it? Um, but yeah, after a week after surgery, and people talk about regret rates and everything, and there's no regret. There is no regret whatsoever. There's a lot of cursing the pain, but that's just part of the healing process. Look at that cat. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video. I didn't mean for it to go 20 minutes. I just meant for it to go like 5-10 minutes at most, but sorry. But yeah, I'm just want to check in, say that yep, I'm still here in the flesh. I'm alive and well, and I'm looking forward to the day where the muscles have all healed, and I can just look back on all this and say that yep, I made it through. I'm making it through right now, but it's it's still a light at the end of the tunnel situation. Anyway, with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and say toodaloo for now, and if there are any more updates, I will probably do in this format just because I don't have my tripod and I can't really sit up very. I can't sit up straight right now very long because of the pressure points and the healing is all focused down there. It hurts after just a few minutes, but yeah, I will. I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully, I'll be back to streaming, or at least I'll play the occasional bit of the gameplay footage sometime in the near future. Otherwise, uh, hope you all are doing well, and I will talk at you later. So, bye for now, and later.